It's never easy saying the difficult thing when it's difficult. Robin Cook didn't need 7 seconds, let alone 7 years, to work out that the Iraq war was wrong. Like water flowing down the mountain, leaders most often take the path of least resistance. Our job, our mission, is to make them take our path, to build the dams and the aqueducts that lead the river into our sea. So this afternoon, ask your questions and make your choice. And of course, Compass will ballot you to decide who we should support in the leadership. It's called democracy, and it's based on trusting the people who join your organisation. The Labour Party, please take note. But as Gramsci said, the challenge of modernity is living without illusions, but without becoming disillusioned. Don't expect someone to do the job for you and invest all hope in them. It's time we grew up. It's really about us. It's not about them. How can it be otherwise? One person, any leader, however good, can only do so much. Schopenhauer said that everyone takes the limits of their own field of vision for the limits of the world. We build the ideas and the movement to get the leaders that we deserve. And let me tell you, it's working. Ed Miliband now wants a high pay commission. Where did that idea come from? Ed Balls wants a graduate tax. Now, who said that first? David Miliband wants community organisers. I can't imagine why he's saying that. And everyone, all of them, talk about the good society. Well, hello. As the branch is bent, so the tree is inclined. And we do all of this without even Compass having a leadership contender. But I tell you this, John was, is, and always will be a leader of our kind of politics, lighting the way for the kind of ideas and the inspiration that we need and we want. And the challenge of our politics is to create the conditions in which people like John want to stand and want to win, but on our terms, for a different kind of leadership and a different kind of politics. We're not ready for that yet. It came too early for us. And that's okay. We have to pace ourselves. We have to get it right. But it does mean that we have to keep building and we have to keep growing. Which brings me on to Compass itself. Look, we don't take the easy path. Our strategy is based on transforming the Labour Party, but seeing that as a necessary but insufficient vehicle for our politics. It's going to be a long haul and it's going to be difficult. Those inside Labour complain that we talk to people outside. Those outside complain that we're still linked to Labour. There is a tension between the two. For the time being, we are going to live with that tension because it's the right place to be. We still think we have to and can transform the Labour Party. We need a vehicle to democratise and grasp the state. But it's not enough. The last 13 years have showed us that. We've had huge parliamentary majorities, but they haven't been able to counter Rupert Murdoch, the Sun, the CBI, and all of the forces of conservatism. And Labour has lost so much of its progressive edge. It's not the sole point of wisdom, and far from it. Labour can take its place as a leading actor for change, but only as one amongst many. We need a progressive movement. Not, I don't think, a kind of rainbow coalition. It's got to be a proper majoritarian movement, one that knows that the triple crisis of inequality, sustainability and democracy can only be solved together. And through that triple crisis, we don't just write ourselves a narrative for change, but we create a coalition for justice, sustainability and democracy. A progressive movement of those who have empty fridges and those who have empty lives. A progressive movement of every parent who wants a moment to read their child a bedtime story, of every worker who wants to be treated with respect, of every pensioner who wants to be treated with dignity, of every life that is fragile, insecure and craves recognition and hope. This is not about core voters or Middle England voters. This is about the vast majority of our country. We want to compromise with the 71% of the electorate that didn't vote Labour. We are the pragmatists in British politics, but only because we are the idealists in British politics. To be a pragmatist, you have to know what you are being pragmatic about. We will always start where the people are. We have a compass. We want to lead them to the good society, but know that that good society can only be created through their involvement. Breck said this: once one has a wind, one can naturally sail against it. The only impossibility is to sail with no wind at all. As the branch is bent, so the tree is inclined. Compass is prefiguring a new politics, building it and practicing it here and now, building alliances, behaving in an open and democratic fashion. Here in this hall, this is what new politics looks like. The core beliefs of Compass steadily being established. That this is not a conservative country, but we have to fight to make it a social democratic one. That power and principle are two sides of the same coin. That means are never justified by ends. That markets are always the servants of the people. That we always dare more democracy. That we must be the change we wish to see in the world. That there are no shortcuts to building a progressive movement. And that we never, ever give up on our shared journey towards the good society. My friends, it is time for a new hope, one built on solid and enduring ground. Zygmunt Bauman, the key intellectual figure in my life, has written this. He says, like a phoenix, socialism is reborn from every pile of ashes left day in, day out, by burned out human dreams and charred hopes. It will keep on being resurrected as long as the dreams are burnt and the hopes are charred. As long as human life remains short of the dignity it deserves and the nobility it can, given a chance, muster. Between optimism and pessimism, we always choose hope. A new hope, built on a generation of new politicians, people like Chuka, that we will hear from this afternoon, who know about being in power because they know about being principled. But a new hope born of being liberated from the belief that someone else will not make it happen for us. A new hope gleaned from a body of ideas that can transform society. A new hope based on a progressive movement capable of delivering that change. Hope never trickles down. It always springs up. Hope that comes from struggle and the recognition that nothing of value is ever, ever given away. Hope born from fighting for what we believe in. Hope, courage and stubbornness is all we have. My friends, we stand for hope. Thank you. Now stand and go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very, very much for being here.